In this video, we're going to be going over the best max level centre-back build when it comes to FIFA 23 Pro Clubs. If you do have all the skill points available, this is the build that you should be using. So if you do enjoy this style of video, don't forget to subscribe as we try to reach your goal of 10k subscribers. And let's get straight into it. So first things first is the player profile. Now when it comes to the player profile, you want to make sure you have specific attributes, and that is to make sure we can actually get the lengthy archetype when we're running in game, and we'll explain how to do that throughout this video. So first things first, centre back as always. Height, you want to be over 6'2". This is absolutely necessary to get the lengthy archetype, so make sure you're over 6'2". I kind of like 6'4", I think is a good height for a centre back anyway. It allows you to get those headers off and win the aerial battles in the boxes. And then your height, your weight needs to be 198 pounds or above as well. So just make sure you have those two things. That's going to help in getting the lengthy archetype. When it comes to the perks, we have all the defensive perks on here. So we've got Interceptor, which helps improve intercepting the ball, which is pretty much what it says. Ball Winner, which allows you to tackle better when you're closer to a player. And then Chase Time, which is one of the best perks added to this game when it comes to recovering and chasing back a player. And when you do have that lengthy archetype, this is actually going to help out a ton as well. So both of those combined together makes it absolutely insane centre-back build. So when it comes to the actual skill tree itself, this is what you want to put on your player. So you want to make sure you max out the bull archetype, so you've got that available there for all the physical strength you could possibly get, especially when you're coming up against big strikers. You should be able to win those battles of actually tackling the ball. Now, aggression is not super important, so you could take these off and apply it elsewhere, but I do prefer it on here regardless. When it comes to jumping, you want to make sure you've got the acrobatic archetype, and you want to make sure you have jumping on there as well. This is going to allow you to clear the ball better and head the ball when you are defending or even attacking as well in the other box when you're in the box for crosses. And having the stamina there to actually keep up with strikers is super important too. So just make sure you've got this acrobatic archetype on here. Then when it comes to defensive awareness, this kind of goes without saying. You want to basically max out everything on this page, especially as a centre back. You don't want to leave anything to chance. You want to make sure you can win that ball back from the striker if they're one-on-one with you. So like I said, make sure you've maxed this out. There's no reason not to. When it comes to dribbling, I like to have dribbling on here, but one thing that's super important is to make sure you have no agility on your player. Now, you can put a little bit of agility on your player. There's no reason to not put it on at all. Just make sure your agility is 15 points less than your strength in game. Now, in this case, it's way less, right? So obviously, it's probably overkill in this case, but as long as your agility is less than your strength, you get that lengthy archetype when you're running. I do like to have dribbling on here, so when you are turning left and right, you can still make off a pass if you're struggling in a certain situation. So having balance on there is again going to help with that, so you don't stumble and fall off the ball, and having a bit of ball control is obviously going to be useful. Passing here, I do have short passing on, which is super important, and a little bit of vision will definitely help with that as well. But I also have long passing, so you can make those long diagonal balls if you need to do it. But it kind of comes down to personal play style and how you play. So if you don't really do them, then you can remove this and remove the aggression as well, and maybe put it on shooting or something else. You can put it on whatever you want here, but like I said, make sure you have short passing and make sure you have vision. It's definitely going to help out a ton. When it comes to shooting, I do have 4-star weak foot. Again, not really necessary, to be honest. You don't really need it. But again, I just had the skill points to use, so I thought, why not? Now, you can put heading and volleys on here, so this is going to allow you to basically score when you're on the corners, for example, and someone's crossing it into the box. You get headers off. It's actually going to allow you to score better, which, as you can see here, heading accuracy is 92. And then when it comes to pace, again, you want to max this out when you're one-on-one with any strikers. Make sure you're actually beating them. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to this pace attribute, your acceleration will be a lot less than whatever a striker will have. So just keep that in mind, especially when it comes to this lengthy archetype as well. It's going to be better when you're tracking back over time. That is the whole point in the lengthy archetype. So just make sure you've got a little bit of a head start if you're trying to basically come up against certain strikers in the game. But that is the best centre-back build when it comes to FIFA 23 Pro Clubs with max level. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.